Questions?
Yeah, Mr. Arnold, good morning. Would you tell us what happened in court today?
Today was just a simple status check. What we were talking about was the discovery that has to be turned over. I have not received all the discovery on the case. Additionally, since I haven't received the discovery on the case, the date of June had to be vacated. We set a new trial date of November 4th. So hopefully we'll get the trial done sometime this year.
So may I ask, there was something mentioned of habeas corpus would you explain that to
Right. A habeas petition is after the grand jury comes back with their indictment, a petition can be filed by the parties, by the defense in regards to not enough evidence was presented to the grand jury, or there was problems with the evidence that was presented to the grand jury. We still have to make that decision as to whether we're going to ask the state for an extension, but at this point, we're kind of okay with where the grand jury came, and we know what supported their decision, so we probably won't do a habeas petition, but we'll still review it.
It seems like Mr. Davis was concerned about making bail, and there was concerns of his about his family's safety. Can you expand on that at all?
Yeah, he's not concerned about making bail. Bail will be made. What he was concerned about is just the media attention, because the judge ordered a source hearing, and in that source hearing, someone's going to have to come forward and testify in regards to, where the money came from. They just don't want to be put on the news. He has family members that, you guys haven't taken pictures of and everything. They just want to maintain their privacy, so that's why he has those concerns.
Can you explain briefly how you intend to defend Mr. Davis in terms of the public statements he's made about he said he was there, the things he made? We've heard from his public defenders, you're now his attorney. How do you intend to defend him?
Well, the statement part is really easy in regards to a defense. Right now, the state hasn't provided any evidence to corroborate the statement that he's given. I'll give you an example. I could sit here all day long and say, I shot JFK. I can say, I was in this building, I had this rifle. I can even produce the rifle that actually shot or was involved in the shooting of JFK. But would I be convicted of that? Absolutely not. JFK was assassinated in 1963. I was born in 1967. And so there's no way that I would be convicted of that. The same with the state. They have to provide evidence, number one, of a gun, number two, of a car, most importantly, that Mr. Davis was even in Las Vegas at the time. Right now, I can be forthright and say we haven't seen any of that evidence.
What made you want to take on this case?
Well, it's the biggest case that since OJ. Why wouldn't you want to take this case on? I mean, it's going to be a historic case. I think it's a challenge, again, with the statements that already came out, and to win this case, again, would be, quite an accomplishment.
And are you confident he's going to make bail and get on house arrest?
Yes, I am confident that he'll make bail.
When could we see a source hearing?
I would say within 30 days. That'd be a safe bet. I mean, I'm getting phone calls from potential people that can put up the bail, and so I would say within 30 days. Hopefully something's nailed down this week. By Friday, I have a phone call to the bail person this afternoon, and then from there, I'll file whatever motion that's appropriate, and then go ahead and have the hearing.
So may I ask, one of the things that we saw today was your client obviously very vociferously fight for his freedom and insist he's innocent. As we stand here today, what is his sentiment about this matter, about the killing, the case, him being accused of being the killer?
I mean, in summary, it's just like I said, there's no evidence that he was involved. He did what Detective Kading did. He put out a book and he made money. I mean, even the state's main investigator that testified at the grand jury said this is all about making money, and that's why he put out the book.
So that's his stance still. I did it for money.
Correct.
Just briefly touch again, what are the next steps for you?
The next steps would be still going through discovery. I need to know what the public knows about this case, and so I still have to read a couple of books, Kading's book, Detective Poole's book, and then go through all the discovery that the state, stated in the hearing today that they still have to turn over, and then, work on our defense. Our defense is just not going to be combating the statements and that he wasn't here. We're going to have a very sophisticated defense.
You're our third attorney on this case so far.
Hopefully the last.
Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay?
I believe so. We have a good relationship.
Did you know him before?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Because of the media attention, if he does make bail, will he have witness protection?
No, he won't, but I mean, I don't believe he needs it. He's lived all these years with, no repercussions against him, from gangs or anybody else. And so I believe it'll be okay,
To that point, the prosecution at the last hearing cited him as a danger to society. They accused him of still being linked to gangs. What would you say about that?
That's ridiculous. I mean, I saw an affidavit from a neighbor that, lives right next to him and said, they were one of the best neighbors. He and his wife sat out in front of the garage, greeted everybody, talked about the grandkids. We never heard about Mr. Davis in regards to being a threat until this trial, and when he's getting ready to come out, all of a sudden he's a threat.
Your position is that he's retired from being in a gang, right?
Yeah.
On another note, how is his mental health? Because obviously, the previous lawyers have spoken about the stress of this. You've spent some time with him now. How is he doing mentally? Obviously, he had some issues with cancer in the past.
Right. At this point, I think he's in good spirits. And again, it's based upon, recent people being able to come up with the bail money potentially. And so, we have about 2 or 3 people that can provide those funds. And so he's upbeat that he can possibly get out of here real soon.
What's the amount you have to raise in order to have him out?
At least $75,000.
10%?
Yes.
Last question.
If I may, as you stand here now, you touched on this case being very significant. After his arrest, Mr. Davis said that I'm involved in the biggest case in Las Vegas history.
Right.
Can you reflect on that for you and the importance of being at the center of this case and representing him?
Well, I mean, it's a big burden, a burden that we gladly take on. I mean, we understand the enormity of the case, and, it's going to be my life until November, to make sure that, justice happens. And so it's going to be a great trial, I'll tell you that.
And confident in getting him off?
Am I confident? Yes. Yes, I am.
And reasons for that?
Basically, at this point, again, I'm just looking at the evidence that's been provided to me. I could walk in there right now and say, not guilty. I'd be real confident about that. But again, they haven't turned over everything. And so let's see what else, comes through the DA's office, and we'll go from there.